When you're a light, especially, all right, think of like mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm. Or moths.
Or moths. They're attracted to the light.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you shine the light, some people see their shadows.
Ooh.
So they talk to you out of insecurity. They talk to you because they know you can see their shadow too.
Ooh, DEJA.
And they can see you're not as healed and you didn't do the work that they want to do the work, but they don't have the willpower to do it.
Girl.
And your light is basically a threat to them to remind them that they have to do the work. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. I'm your host, DEJA Wallace. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this is not your first time joining me, welcome back. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. You real. You loyal. I appreciate you, my dog. Like, for real, you came back to listen to another episode. Like, I really appreciate you. Like, shout out to you. Like, for real. Like, oh my God, we're back. Yeah. Episode 61 of Mind Over Matter. I'm going to be talking about outgrowing relationships, friendships, just outgrowing people in general. And I have my girl Nova here with me, the lovely Nova.
What's up, Mind Over Matter audience?
Yes. Give the people a little proper introduction. Let them get to know who Nova is, what Nova does.
All right. So I am a senior at Brooklyn College. I am part of the radio station here, WBCR, and I am a TV and radio TREM student. I'm a TREM student here, but I also am a business student. I'm taking business as one of my degrees and TV and radio as another degree. About me, basically, my dream is to become a program director of a radio station. And I'm just out here putting good energy into the world, healing people through music, and just living life as best as I can.
Yes. And she's good people if she's here with me on Mind Over Matter. Like, come on,
You're amazing, DEJA.
On Saturday, you forgot to tell them, let them know.
What's
DJ
happening?
Nova.
Oh, yes, guys. Okay, so every Saturday here at WBCR from 8 to 12 a.m. is Nights with Nova. Every Saturday at 8 p.m., I basically have DJ mixes from 8 to 12. So every hour is a different DJ. And it's just feel-good music to get you through your night. If you're stepping out to the club, you're getting ready to be with your girls, or you're home cleaning, or whatever it is that you're doing, just log into WBCR, live stream us, and just listen to my mixes, listen to my music, so you could catch me there.
She got the tunes, y'all. Like, she really got, like, all of the hits from...
I'm trying, girl. I'm trying.
Yeah, you went from Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote. To Cardi B, to some old school, like, stuff from my childhood. I'm like, okay, Nova, I see what you're doing.
I be telling the DJs, I'm like, guys, when you're mixing, don't even worry about the time period. Just mix it up. They're going to... Listen, good music is good music, no matter what time era it comes from. And DJs, that's their art, is to mix music. So it doesn't matter what time stamp is on it. As long as you're mixing it correctly, you're going to feel it. It's going to hit. So
no, it was hidden.
Oh, I'm glad. Yay.
Yeah. So make sure you tune into that. And let's get right into this episode. Kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Where do we begin? Where do we start? Outgrowing friendships. I want to just really talk about, personally, I feel like I'm right now in this day and age, there's like a friendship recession right now. I feel like there's no real niggas out there, for real.
There isn't.
I feel like it's so hard to find genuine people. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and it's more maintenance when it comes to friendships because I have to really go out my way to make time, schedule time outside of work. And when I was younger, I didn't really have to worry about that because I was around my friends like 8 hours a day, you know? And I feel like that comes with growing up, or I just feel like it's just a lot of fake ass people in the generation, one or the other. But I feel like it's just hard to make friends.
It's definitely a mix of both, right? Because I feel like where I'm at right now, like this week I told myself I'm starting off fresh. I'm cleaning house. I'm cutting everyone off, family, friends, everybody. And I'm going to usher in the people that are good for me and good for my spirit. And I feel like when you're in school, like when you're in grade school, it's like you're forced to be friends, right? Because you're with them 24/7. You can't avoid them. So you're taking people's crap 24/7. You're just like, okay, I have to be the friend because if I'm not, I have to see them tomorrow. And, you know, like I'll just be the friend even if they're just crappy. And that's not real in the real world, because in the real world, you're not stuck with these people. You have the freedom to cut them off and cut the toxicity out. But it is friendship. And I think it comes with growth. I think it comes with growing up, because then you realize that you don't have to do this to yourself. You don't have to subject yourself to trashy, low vibrational friendships anymore, because you have the power to choose better for yourself, for your environment, you know. So it definitely comes with age. And that's really hard. I consider myself a loner. I know a lot of people, but I don't have any friends. I don't. And I don't feel bad about it. It's lonely and it hurts. But I feel very empowered by it, because now where I'm at, I know who I am now and what I need and what I deserve, that now I'm letting people in, but I'm ushering them in. Like, okay, you're good people, like DEJA, right? DEJA's amazing, right? So I'm hoping that we could be friends, you know, and this is a beginning process. Like, you don't have to, also don't put so much pressure on yourself that just because you meet somebody that's cool, automatically you're friends. No, like you have to like really build that friendship and trust. And, you know, it takes time. Just because you just met somebody or you went to happy hour with them, they're not automatically your bestie. This is not your new best friend. This is not. So ushering people into your life, allowing them to be your friend.
Yeah, it's so much you just said there, because I feel like you're not alone in that boat. I feel like, especially during the pandemic, a lot of people was isolated, and we became comfortable being by ourselves a lot. And what I noticed is that made us desperate for friendships. And when you're desperate for a relationship, your logic kind of goes out the window. You're going based off of pure emotions. You just want to fill that void, like that emotional void real quick, and you're not looking at the longevity of it. And I seen myself doing that a lot, especially during the pandemic, because I started feeling lonely. I'm like, all right, let me rekindle these toxic relationships. I don't like this girl. She doesn't like me. We talk shit about each other. Hey, let's be friends. We look cool together. We like the same music. But that's like a toxic cycle a lot of females go through. Just because you guys look good together going out.
It's a good look.
Yeah. Like, that's my friend. And what I realize is that when it comes to friendships, it has to be, you have to help each other grow, because it's not going to really last, especially when it's going to just be toxic. And I don't want anything toxic around me anymore. A lot of people, like, I feel like, especially, all right, back to the pandemic, this day and age, we are so, like, prone to want to be by ourselves more. I feel like when we're around people, we are more likely to not want to, like, you know, live spontaneously, like how they did back in the day. Like, oh, let's go grab a bite to eat at the movies, especially because things are so damn expensive now, too.
True. But why are people, so why are people not okay with being alone? So I understand it's lonely, right? And it hurts to be alone.
That's why.
But there's so much beauty in being alone.
There is so much beauty in being alone.
You get to learn who you are, what you want. You get to rediscover you. You get to build a friendship with yourself.
But how long is that supposed to last?
I don't.
Because I feel like I've had this a very lonely period, and I feel like it's lasting longer than I want it to. Like, I love myself. I'm cool. I'm my own best friend. I don't care. I don't need friends. But at the same time, I crave it. I'm not going to lie and
No,
say I
and
don't
that's
crave it.
no, but you're human. You should crave connection. That's absolutely normal. Community is such a beautiful thing. Sisterhood is such a beautiful thing. Coming together is beautiful when it's done the correct way.
Yes.
So I think isolation is good to like cleanse your system, cleanse your brain, cleanse your thoughts, reset yourself and your expectations and what you want from yourself and from your environment. So that way you could go back into the world and like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Now I'm going to start ushering that in.
But the thing is, a lot of people in their isolation period don't have that mindset. Everything starts with mindset. A lot of people in their isolation period, they get depressed. Why? Because they've never took the time out to sit alone with their thoughts and get to know what they like and what they dislike and get to even know themselves. So everything goes back to mindset. And when people are in these isolated periods...
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter. They kind of treat it as if they're lonely. I don't think when you're alone, you're necessarily lonely unless you have that mindset.
Absolutely.
When you're alone, and nothing's wrong with being alone. But why do people always label it as lonely? Or that person sitting there by themselves at the table, they're a loner, they're lonely. You know, it's words like that make us feel like, okay, I have nobody to talk to right now. I feel sad.
Yeah.
Words have power. Why can't we say, okay, yes, I'll finally get some time to myself to recuperate.
Yes, recuperate from life.
So when I go into rooms full of people, I'm not so easily impressed by them.
And not desperate.
Yeah, and I have my own thoughts that I created, and I don't have to go with what they're all saying.
Well, that's really important, right? So if you're going to isolate, you have to be really aware, right? It could go both ways. You could empower yourself in your isolation or you could be depressed in your isolation. So it's really important to acknowledge that it could go both ways, right? And just try to feed the positive. But I enjoy my isolation. I find God in my isolation. I have a lot of conversations with God and I kind of just refix my whole mindset. But mindset is really important. You mentioned that your mindset, resetting your mindset is really, really important, especially when it comes to friendships. Friendships are hard. Friendships are a lot of work.
But why do they have to be hard?
It's hard because it's hard if you're not connecting with the right person.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like so much of us are forcing these dead connections just because, especially living in New York, our lifestyle is mainly work, school, or just straight work or just straight school. And we don't have these like external environments to meet people unless we're going to like a concert or something. We don't have enough positive external environments where we can connect and meet people like-minded.
Yeah, friendship should not be work.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. If you're picking the right people, it shouldn't be work. And it won't.
Yeah, it should flow. It should be your
Beautiful.
therapy.
Yeah.
It should be therapeutic. And I feel like a lot of us have this mindset that friendship is work because a lot of us are selfish now. Because of I'm not bringing in a whole like social media, but at times because of like social media and stuff, it made us selfish. We're always perceiving ourselves. We always look for, how can this person benefit me? How can I take from this person?
That's so true.
We're not like, how can I help this person? Or how can we help each other?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, now that you're saying that, I think about that a lot because now that I'm ushering new people, it's like, what are you bringing to the table? Why should you be in my life, right? And it's not that I'm using people, but it's like, even if it's just your energy, are you bringing good energy into this space?
That's the bare minimum.
Bare minimum. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for clothes. I'm not asking you for no materialistic things. I don't need that. But what I do need is good energy, kindness, support, creativity, like that good stuff. So when I have friendships and I'm ushering these new friendships into my life, I do have that like, what are you gonna do for me? But it's in the aspect of positive. Like, are you bringing growth into my life, or can we grow together? Like for you, for example, right? Like, I love you. Like, you know, I don't know you, but I love your like I love your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I love your
too.
spirit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like, what can DEJA bring into my life? DEJA could bring energy, light, support. We're supporting each other.
Yeah,
We're
for
growing
sure,
together.
for sure.
We're doing all these great things together. Sisterhood, you know. So it's like, that's what DEJA's bringing to me, you know, and that's what I'm giving to her. Because it's not only what she's doing for me, but what can I give to DEJA? How can I support her? How can I reciprocate that good energy that's so hard to find? Good people are hard to find because good people have done the work to stay good. So I really honor that for people being in that space. So what can I do to bring positivity back into your life? How can I help you grow? You're bringing all this goodness to me, but how can I bring it back to you? So it's definitely...
But
go ahead.
You shouldn't feel pressured to even do that.
No, but that's the thing. I'm not.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not pressured
and
at
that's
all.
where the people feel like the work comes in with friendship, when they feel like those friendships are supposed to serve them, or they have to serve in that friendship. And that could be draining if you don't have anything to give, or that person really doesn't have anything to give back to you.
Yeah. I think what I've encountered with you is, I'm so happy to help you. I'm so happy to pour into you. Like, I'm honored.
No hesitation. If you ask me to do something, no hesitation.
Like, I'm so happy to be that person for you, because you're being such a genuine person for me. And I've been around such whack people that once I see a star, once I see good people, I'm just like, yeah, I'm pouring into them. This is, you know, like, I'm a tool of God. And if God has me in this person's life, I feel that I need to contribute some goodness back. But it shouldn't be work. But it kind of is.
It shouldn't be stressful.
It shouldn't be stressful.
It can be work, but it shouldn't be stressful. It should be work you look forward to.
Yes.
Because you know at the end that connection is going to be stronger and you guys are going to be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like we have a little age gap, just a little. I feel like back then too, things weren't like so, like, people didn't second guess each other's intentions or motives. I feel like things, from what I see, like, I don't know, I wasn't born back then, but I just feel like things weren't so, like, easily manipulated. I feel like, especially because of social media and, like, texting and having access to these people, which made us less connected in a way, has made us we're more likely to, like, conjure up what we're about to say to somebody, and it has to be well said, scripted. How would I say it to this person, and what kind of tone would I say it to this person?
Yeah.
And back then, you just meet up with your friend in the park and y'all see how the day goes and everything flows. It doesn't feel
It was
resistant.
very genuine.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
authentic.
Yeah.
Here it's like scripted. Everything's scripted.
Exactly. Or you're doing it for Instagram, or y'all just going out just to take the picture.
Because everything is just content, right?
Yeah.
How can I get content out of you?
Exactly.
If we meet up, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a video with you? Can I post it on my IG?
Can we go to the smoothie shop and
TikTok?
tag the smoothie shop just to say that we were in the smoothie shop?
Horrible. Yeah. It's just different. And I think it's just going to get worse with time, because now it's all about social media, because that's where the money's at.
All right. Even like, okay, going to the movies, right? Back then, that was a whole excursion. Like, I remember going to the movie shop on Blockbusters.
Oh, my gosh. Shout out to Blockbuster.
I remember going to I'm not that young, y'all. I remember Blockbusters before Netflix. But even like that, like, there was a whole event to, after school, go to Blockbusters, go to my cousin's house. We put something in on the TV, watching the same movie over and over and over. And we lit.
It was a vibe.
But now it's like, okay, I'm going to just go put on Netflix and go in my room, lock myself in our room. I don't want to be bothered. Nobody bother me. I hate the world kind of vibe. You know?
Everybody is so exhausted from life, from the Matrix.
But if you're exhausted from life, your friends should be that escape.
Yes. But sometimes our friends drain us. Our circles drain us. So it's all about picking the right circle, the right people, the right environment, so that you're not drained, so that you're not running home to just wallow in bed and just be depressed and smoke your life away or do drugs and drink and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I feel like even like being in New York too, everybody's too cool for each other. Nobody wants to admit like, okay, you're a cool person. Can I get to know you more?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is like, they expect it to go like how the movies go with these false expectations. Like, okay, I'm gonna be at my cubicle one day or working in the library, and then some boy's gonna come up to me and be like, oh, you want to go out for dinner or slide me? That's not happening. That's not happening.
Movies have messed us up, has set us up for downfall. Like,
yeah.
Especially when it comes to like girls too, like the princess thing. Like
I didn't even watch Girls too.
Like Prince Charming is gonna come and save us, or like, no, that's not how it is in the real world. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, these like people are delusional. Like real life
very
delusional.
It's very surface. It's like, and also when you're meeting new people, it's like competition and like rivalry. It's not like, hey, let's collaborate or let's build together or let's learn
just
together.
Go for lunch. Let's vibe out. We don't have to keep working. Yes. Let's live life. Oh, you want to go ride your bike? Okay, let's go ride. I don't know how to ride. Let me teach you how to ride a bike.
Yes.
Let's go do simple things that bring us genuine joy. We don't have to keep working to produce things to show to people. Like,
I think that's what it is. Everybody says, what can I get out of it? What can I get out of it? How does this... How do I gain something from this? What are we gaining? There's nothing to gain. The actual friendship is enough.
Yeah, the peace of mind from the friendship is enough. The ability to have a safe space to share with somebody is enough. And sit in silence with somebody is enough.
Have you ever spent time with somebody and it was just a good, genuine, peaceful time? That really brings something to you that money can't buy, that content can't give you.
Yeah, like that hasn't happened in a while, which is sad.
Well, we're going to have that when we go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Brooklyn College.
Yo, tune in for the Six Flags.
We're going to Six Flags for Memorial Day weekend.
The 28th.
Student Services did a sale.
Yeah.
They, Brooklyn College set up this event that we're going to spend the day at Six Flags. And they're providing transportation and food. And we're very excited. So DEJA and I, we're going to spend the day together. Just two girls. We said we're going to
go on a roller coaster. She doesn't like roller coasters.
We said we're going to shoot content, but maybe we shouldn't.
I feel like that's fun for me though.
It is fun though. Like,
it is. And it's not like a podcast kind of thing. So it's more like fun, being goofy and stuff.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, we're going to just vibe out and just have it. I think we deserve that. Yeah. We deserve just a day at Six Flags, just vibing out and just chilling. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That would be a good experience. And that's a good example of what to do with your friends. You spend a day at Six Flags. Spend a day, go to Coney Island, go get a funnel cake, go walk on the boardwalk.
But not when it costs $45 just to breathe air.
Dude.
That's really what I'm getting at.
I know. You're right.
Because that trip is free for us.
Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn College. Yeah. It is a free, but it would cost us at least $100.
Yeah, at least.
At least, easy.
And they provided food and everything.
Transportation and food, yeah. It easily would be like $100 to $150 a day.
And I don't blame people for not having friends. It costs to have friends.
It does. But shout out to New York City. They have free events every weekend. If you Google,
if you really look into it, especially if you're a student, there's a lot of free events.
There's a lot of free events. There's a lot of free things, especially now in the spring and the summer. New York City is popping. There's music festivals. There's so much things going on. You could just go and just chill. You know, listen, times are tough. I get it. Trust me, I'm on a budget too. I have a kid. I work. I get it. Yo, make a sandwich at home. Get yourself a little water bottle. Put some lemon slices in there.
Make a smoothie.
Make a smoothie. You know, you don't need to go out there and drink and eat and ball out. Listen, do a sandwich, get a drink, and go chill on the boardwalk. Get some fresh air, get some sun, listen to music, and just vibe out.
Yeah, go put your toes in the sand or something.
Grounding.
Yeah.
Yes, I love to ground. If you don't know about grounding, Google grounding. Put your feet in the sand, in the grass, hug a tree. As hippie as I sound.
Hug a tree is...
hippie as I sound, yes, I am.
You would hug a tree by yourself when nobody's looking?
I've done that.
Like when people are looking?
Listen, there's been times I went through a dark period in my life. I have a kid, so I suffered from postpartum depression for a couple of years. And I remember just walking in the park because I was just so stressed and depressed. And I didn't care about who was around me. I straight up walked up to a tree and just hugged it. I was just hugging the tree like, God, just take all these negative eons away from my body, because that's what it is, right? You have all this like negative charge in your body that when you hug a tree or you put your feet in sand or you put your feet in soil or in grass, there's something about that it like pulls out like these negative eons. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, as corny as it is, I did that and I didn't care. There was a whole bunch of Caucasian people looking at me like this weirdo in Central Park. But I was like, listen, you guys.
I'd rather them look at me like that.
I was like, I'm hugging this tree. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm better for it because I beat depression. I beat postpartum. So you know, I'm really happy about that. So if it took me hugging a tree and you were a little upset about that or thought I was weird, I survived and I'm alive. So I don't care.
It's so funny when you do things that benefit your mental health, there's always negative stigmas that are attached with it.
Shout out to Mental Health Awareness Month too.
Yeah, shout out to Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah. When like, you do things for yourself and people find it weird.
Like even riding my bike here, like my mother would be like, riding your bike here? Like, go take the bus. You? Like, I don't know.
Like, what's going on with you?
Are you okay? I am great. I am glowing. Mom, like, what?
It's so true. I walked in and you were just glowing. I was like, okay, girl, you ready? She's like, yeah. So that's what it was. You took your ride over here and you just felt good.
Yeah. I don't want to be crammed up on a bus, like, with people ass in my face.
Yes. I hear you. True.
Like, people just,
And that's exactly how you feel when you get off the train or the bus. You're just like,
And like, even if I'm smiling on the bus like this, everybody's going to be looking at me like,
what's wrong with you? Like I just hate how society is just always dissecting us. Like, who are you? Where do you come from? Where do you work? And what school did you go to? And what job do you have? And what are your qualifications to even be human? Can I just be human? Forget about where I worked. Forget about my resume. Forget about all that. I'm just a human being.
What do you do?
You know?
I eat, sleep, and shit. And any other questions?
Like, this is so crazy. I meet all these people and they're like, so who are you? And where do you live? And do you rent? Do you own? What job do you have? Like, like, dude, I'm just a human being.
Yeah.
Can we just chill and vibe out?
That's why when you first meet me, I'm mad quiet because, like, I'm just trying to...
DEJA is super quiet.
Yo, I'm mad quiet.
It took weeks for me to talk to DEJA. DEJA's like a ninja. She was in here quiet, stealth. I'm in here, I'm doing my mind over matter, and I'm out.
And then I'm just observing everybody, like...
No, but that's so... It sucks because you're such a beautiful person and you have such a beautiful spirit that you should be just flourishing.
I should be. I'm working on it, though.
But the thing is that I don't blame you for being who you are, and I don't want you to change that because it's also a way of you preserving that light.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? You're preserving that because everybody around you is not going to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Not people aren't like receptive of
that. Yep. So even though you have all that light in you, if you're walking around just like, beautiful rainbows and
like,
butterflies.
Who the fuck does she think she is?
Who this chick? Like,
why is she so happy?
Yeah.
She get me tight.
Yes. And then they start dissecting and then they start putting poison in other people's.
It's like, why is she really that happy? Is she high?
Like, what's wrong with her?
Yeah, like.
So even though you shouldn't be that way, I want you to be beautiful and flourish, but I still support you preserving that because some people just don't understand that.
But I really don't want to preserve it because I feel like it's hurting me.
It's hindering you.
It's hurting me.
It is.
Because I have the capability to lighten the whole room up. But when I go in a room, I don't do that because I don't want too much attention on me. You know, things like that is like, okay, I need to unlearn this.
What do we do with stuff like that? I'm in the same boat.
I think it's because it's our defense mechanism. Okay. I feel like when you're a light, especially, all right, think of like mosquitoes.
Or moths.
Or moths. They're attracted to the light. And I feel like when you shine the light, some people see their shadows.
Ooh.
So they talk to you out of insecurity. They talk to you because they know you can see their shadow too.
Ooh, DEJA.
And they can see you're not as healed and you didn't do the work that they want to do the work, but they don't have the willpower to do it.
Girl.
And your light is basically a threat to them to remind them that they have to do the work. I'm going crazy this episode.
Yo,
I'm going crazy this episode. Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. No, for real.
DEJA, I never even looked at it
That
like that.
just came to me. Like,
your
for real.
light shows their shadows and shows what they have to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, DEJA.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it
Exactly. We're so used to, I guess sometimes you can feel like there's a target on your back.
Yeah.
And not everybody is like,
I'm just so
happy
scared.
for you.
I'm scared. I am. And I'm not scared to admit that. I live in fear of society. I have a therapist. I still have my therapist.
I want a therapist.
And don't start me on therapy. It's so hard to get a good therapist. This insurance company.
She's good?
She's good, but it took me like 4 or 5 years to get to this lady. And every time I have a good therapist, they end up quitting their job because they find a better place. So I'm always getting a new one because they are at a place that they're not getting paid enough, or they find a better place, or whatever they're going through. So I've lost out on some really, really good ones, and then I've got a lot of sucky ones. So it's a process. But I have a therapist, and I tell my therapist, like, yo, I have a phobia of people. Like, people scare me. Like, I'm all about love and light, and I'm a child of God, and I love all of that. But I'm also so scared because I've had so many people dissect me and tear me down. And
that's what it is. That's why we're scared to show it, because when we did show it, we were judged and ridiculed and
harshly.
But what I've learned is that what I'm trying to learn, because I'm not there yet. Like you said, I'm still quiet as fuck until I know that we cool, and then I could like open up. But what I learned is that it goes back to our childhood too. A lot of us, like everything, like when you're in therapy, she always goes back to your childhood, right?
All the time. I'm like, dude.
It's always going back to your childhood.
Always going back.
And not to throw anybody under the bus or be too like specific, but a lot of us were verbally abused when we were young.
Yeah. I think.
Especially when we had big personalities. And I was reading something. It's actual like a study done. When verbal abuse and physical abuse happens, the brain cannot tell the difference between the two. Ooh. The receptors in the brain light up the same way when you have verbal abuse versus when you have physical abuse.
It's still abuse.
Yeah.
So your body still takes it in as abuse no matter what kind it is. Ooh.
And a lot of us, especially in the Black and brown communities, are verbally abused because our parents go through a lot of stress
because they were abused from their parents,
and they just talk to their kids any other kind of way because it's their kids.
You remember we were in Popeyes the other day?
Yeah,
dude.
No, but she was on the phone.
She was on the phone with somebody else. It wasn't even the kid, but still.
Yeah. But you know, she would probably talk to a kid like that.
We were in Popeyes, and this. You want to say the story?
It was some lady, right? She was just like,
she was having lunch with her kid, a little kid.
No, she was. The whole time we think she's talking to her kid, but she's on her phone.
She was talking, I think, to her baby daddy.
Yeah. It's like, I fucking told you not to da-da-da-da-da. But I've heard people, like, especially New York hood rats, baby kids. They talk to their parents, like, really talk to them any kind of way, like, any kind of way. I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
And they talk back to their parents any kind of way. It's like crazy.
We have to unlearn everything. It's crazy. It also, I think, no matter what age you are, as you're growing, you're always going to be unlearning stuff, because the way the education system is set up, it's completely wrong, right? The way we're educated. So we are already unlearning what we learned in education. Now we also have to unlearn what we learned in our family, like the role of the mother, the role of the father, the role of family, like the role of friendships. We're unlearning what friendships should have been, right? And we're learning this new way of friendship. It's like you're constantly gonna be unlearning. So for people that are out there, just know that you're always gonna be learning. It does not stop. And I get it. It's exhausting.
And be open to learning.
Yeah, be open to it.
Be teachable.
Be teachable, and don't get depressed, because it's hard. It's hard, and it's a cultural shock. It's a shock. It's just a shock, and it's hard to digest.
I had this idea early, but I forgot to say it.
Go ahead.
When I feel like a lot of us who are light to be around light beings, we spread positivity a lot. I feel like we give too much credit to to our naysayers, or we give too much credit to people, negative people. So I feel like that's why they multiply. I feel like whatever you give attention to in your life multiplies in your reality.
That's
and I feel like
right.
a lot of us give way too much credit to how negative people can impact us.
Yeah, when you're focusing on all the negative, you're gonna get more negative stuff. If your brain is constantly wired about all these people suck and all these friends suck and all these people, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get sucky people and bad friends. So it's like what I tell my, it's all about positive thinking, positive affirmations.
It's all about mind over matter.
Mind over matter. Bringing it all back, girl. Bring it all back. But it's about resetting your whole mindset and being positive, because the more sulky you are, the more negative you are, the more negative you think, the negative things that, guys, your words are so important. Please, you could Google this. Your words have so much power. It's like spells. It really is. It's like spell work. Like whatever you say, whatever you put out into the world, that's exactly what you're going to get. The universe is constantly listening to you. So if you say, well, I'm broke and I'm poor and I have sucky people, that's exactly what the universe is going to give you. So I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm happy, I'm healthy.
I will attract the right people, things, and experiences into my life.
Yes, girl. Say that again.
I love saying that.
Say that again.
I'll attract the right people, things, and experiences into my life.
Amen.
I say that almost every morning.
Can you text me that? I like that one.
Okay.
That's a good affirmation.
Yeah.
But I tell my daughter every morning, we're happy, we're healthy, we're wealthy. I'm strong, I'm unstoppable, I'm fearless. So those are really, really important words to put out there.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the times, back to social media, that's the devil. I don't care. I'm tearing it down.
Tear him down, girl.
Shame
the devil.
Toxicity is glamorized.
Oh my God, it so is.
Because...
Oh, that's so true, Deja.
Yeah. Like, it's so sad because people would rather be with friends with drama-filled friends, you know, friends that always have something to argue about because they think it's fun, they think it's cute, they think it keeps their life interesting. They want their life to feel like an episode of a Zeus Network show.
Dude, not Zeus. Can we do VH1? Do we have to go all the way to Zeus?
Nah, they want they.
Can we do Love and Hip Hop? We gotta go all the way
they
to
want baddies.
No.
They want their friendships to feel like they're on Baddies West, and it's just so much toxicity, especially in the Black culture, that I see. That we glamorize things that aren't helping us grow.
And I see that on social media, like everything that we see is tearing people down, the fall of somebody's life, just really bad. That there's a word for it, and I'm stuck right now, but it's really just watching the fall of somebody, watching people who are in high status just mess up their life, their careers, their friendships, their relationships, watching couples break up, divorce, family divorces. Like we love watching this stuff. We're just like so intrigued by it. And for example, like myself, like I don't watch TV. I'm really, really busy. I don't really get to to watch TV. I have TV at home, but it's only for my kids so she could watch Nickelodeon, Disney. But like I don't even watch TV. Everything I do is on my laptop. And I'll be honest, when I do have the moment to watch something, I'm watching Housewives. And you know, and it's toxic and it's not good, but
it's you're aware of it.
But the reason I watch it is because my life is not like that. So I watch it because I'm interested to see how these people really live, because it's something so extraterrestrial to me, because it's like I don't live that way at all, and I don't want that. And even though it's not good, because even watching something that's toxic, you're bringing it into your brain, into your life. So subconsciously, it's kind of...
You're bringing that possibility into
so it's not good. I'm not saying it's good either. But it's just, there's something about us that we just like to look at this really raunchy, negative, rah-rah stuff.
I'm not going to lie. It's a little guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. But your life shouldn't be that. That's not what your life should be. Even if you watch it and whatever, but... You shouldn't be that person.
Yeah, this shouldn't be your role model. You shouldn't want to emanate that. And even when I think about like tabloid websites or pages on social media, that's how they're like the most followed pages, and that's how they get their following, is through negativity. People want to see it.
They want to see all the
Yeah,
bad.
it's a part of us. Like a part of us has psychology. Like
I think it's something about seeing that other people have it just as bad as we do. That it's like, oh, I'm not the only one not in a good relationship, or I'm not the only one that's going through divorce, or I'm not the only one that got cheated on, or I'm not the only one that has a sucky friend.
But then that's playing back into the matrix of us normalizing negativity.
Yes.
It's so normal. Like,
why is it cheesy to be happy? Why do they make it cheesy to be positive?
It's not normalized. It's not normalized, and you're looked at as a cornball, or nobody wants to listen to this podcast. You're talking about growth and outgrowing people. Listen. Oh nah, I want to stay the same. Talk about why you don't fuck with that bitch from high school.
Yeah, and they're like, put it on your IG. Talk about it on your IG.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to people, like, when I get in this zone that I'm like all love and light, I have a disclaimer. I'll be like, yeah, I'm this corny. Yes, I am. Sorry,
no more. And you can't rip me apart and see any drama.
I'm all about love and light. I'm corny like that. I am.
Yeah, this is my drama. Like, this makes me, and like, I want to watch this. I go back and I love what I watch on this podcast.
I love your podcast.
Thanks.
I love it.
I appreciate
and I'm all about Mind Over Matter. Shout out to DEJA. She's on TV every Saturday, MNM, Manhattan Neighborhood Network. You better check her out.
Let them know.
Yes, you're doing great things. And I think it's really important that we support the people who are bringing that corny love and light stuff, because
it's not corny. It's not corny at all. It's mind over matter. That's what it is.
It is. I need to stop saying that.
It's not corny.
It's like, I feel like, okay, I'm corny, so what?
It's not corny. It's cool.
Thank you, DEJA. She's such a good person.
Stop.
Oh, look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Is that the universe trying to tell us something? Google 1, 2, 3, 4.
Speak to us, universe. What are you trying to tell us?
Numerology. What are you trying to tell us right now? So, what else can we talk about?
Yeah.
Friendships.
I feel so much lighter too. I don't feel like I have to fake it. I hate when I'm around people and I feel like I have to fake it.
Girl, isn't that like so much weight on your chest?
So draining, and I don't know how people wake up every day to do it.
That's why I'm growing and I'm learning, and I'm not perfect, but that's why I don't go out. That's why I don't hang out with people. That's why I am literally, I go to school or I go to work, take care of my kid, do whatever work I have to do at home, my cooking, my cleaning, my stuff, and then I smoke and go to sleep. I spend no time with nobody. I don't go out, and that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not good. None of that.
It's sad sometimes.
It's really sad. I'm scared. You know, I don't want to be around people. I go around people, and it's just like energy vampires everywhere. I feel like if anybody's seen Harry Potter, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Facts.
The Dementors is just like,
I'm a Hufflepuff. Shout out to my Hufflepuffers.
Hey, Gryffindor, we're in the building. I'm a low-key Ravenclaw. But
I could see that.
Like, I feel like they're like Dementors. They're just sucking the life out of us. And I think that's why I love Brooklyn College too, because we have so many events at Brooklyn College. Like, so many like cool events happening at the Women's Center, and they have all these really good gatherings that bring positive changes. But it's about putting yourself in the right environment. Like, I'm not just gonna go to this happy hour and, you know, people are just like acting wild. Like, I want to put myself in environments that I'm like learning from other people, and like, there's like positive stuff. So I think I need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
But it's just so much weight when you put yourself around the wrong people. Like you said, you feel lighter, right?
Yeah, I feel lighter.
That's so rare to feel light. And that's so sad that it's rare.
Yeah. No, I feel lighter when I shed certain toxic people from my life, because they were no longer helping me where I wanted to be. That version of myself where I wanted to be, they no longer serve that. Because I literally changed all my habits, and my habits was what made us bond. We basically bonded over toxic habits together.
That's a good gem, DEJA. It was your habits that brought you together.
And then once I stopped smoking weed, and then once I stopped, like, I changed a lot about myself, and we no longer were compatible.
Ooh, growth. Shout out to growth and stretching.
And it's like, I have this whole new identity now. I'm no longer that girl we first became friends with. And nothing's wrong with that. There's no beef.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's no love lost.
Yeah, it's just
I
growth.
still love you, and I still want to see you do great, but you are no longer serving the version of myself I want to be.
That's absolutely right.
And a lot of us feel guilty for that.
A lot of us. Yeah. I was watching a video about how you shouldn't make other people feel guilty for your growth. I forgot what they were talking about, but you shouldn't feel guilty that you're growing. But that's so important that you say that you changed your habits.
Shout out to Lillian. That's a good gem. She said positioning yourself in environments that serve you is everything.
That's really important.
Because a lot of us don't feel like we have the power to dictate what our circle looks like. We feel like it's just given to us. We have to deal with it.
And it goes back to what you were saying, being desperate.
Yeah.
We don't want to be desperate.
We have friends out of desperation.
And you put yourself in environments out of desperation because you don't want to be lonely. You don't want to be home. So you're just like, fuck it, I'll just go to this place. No, don't say fuck it. Yeah. You go to this place and it takes you 10 steps back in your growth from where you already put yourself in. Yeah.
Don't take your life for granted, too.
TikTok, people. TikTok.
Yeah, every second counts. And when Alyssa Cara said, what's that song? Sorry, friends are here, but if my friends are here, I came to kick it.
I don't know that song.
But I felt her. If you know the song, you know the song. I'm gonna put the video.
Yes.
I'm gonna put the video of her in the corner, like during a party. Oh, you know what's good? I read a book called. I'm going all over the place. People don't think I'm on crack.
We're gonna edit. Don't worry.
You know what's a good book? Mastery of Self. You ever heard of it?
I have. Mastery of Self. I haven't read it, but I have seen it, and people have told me that I should read it.
Yeah, but it basically is good to connect it to that video because they talk about in the beginning of the book, they talk about going into a party, right? There's different types of people in the party. There's people who are drunk. No, there's people who are tipsy. There's people who are drunk. And then there's people who are shit-faced or blacked out. They don't even remember the night, right? And then there's this small percentage of people in the party that are sober. And the sober people, when they get into the party, it's obvious they are sober. Until everybody gets into their category, they believe that you are just like them. And it was something so deep. I'm like,
that's really deep.
Yeah, it's like
I never thought of that. Say it again. So we have the drunk people, the tipsy people,
and then the blackout drunk, like you throwing up and you just a hot mess. And no matter who you are in that party, everybody thinks you're like on their level in a way. They don't really perceive you as being sober. That's why it's so important to go in environments where people perceive you as sober, because then those environments will uplift you.
Wow. Gem.
Yeah, and those environments will help you master yourself and get to where you need to be. Because when you're sober in a party sometimes, you feel like you're looking at a circus show.
I've had those moments.
And it's like, why am I here? And it really makes you rethink your life.
Yeah, because I've had those moments. I'm like, did I act like that when I was drunk? Was I doing that when I was drunk? I started judging people. I was like, what am I doing here? Yeah. And
then it's the big thing is, what are you doing here? That's the big question. Like, why did I come here?
Why am I here?
What was the purpose of me coming here? And that's what I try to do. Like, before I leave the house, I'm like, why am I going to this place? That's a big, when you understand why you are bringing yourself into this environment, you understand your purpose.
It's funny because I'm the opposite. I'm at the place and I'm like, why am I even here? I can't wait to rush home. I can't wait to get out of here. Like, I'm at the place and I'm like, I just want to go home. But if I would have just taken that approach before I even walked out the door, I would have saved myself car rides, transportation, the outfit, the look, the makeup, everything.
You got to command your day. You got to set the precedent of what you want your day to look like.
That's a big gem, DEJA.
Yo, I'm going crazy this episode. I'm going crazy.
That's a big gem, DEJA. Because I was reading that this week too. To be intentional with every single day that you have when you wake up. Even
when I woke up, I'm like, all right, do I want to get on that crowded ass, depressing ass, nobody wants to be here bus? Or do I want to ride the scenic route on my bike and then get some fresh air from this dirty ass city?
And you were very intentional how you started your day. And then you came in here glowing. You had your smoothie. Dropping gems left and right. You know?
Got to. Yeah. It was a lot. I told you I had a lot on my chest.
Girl. I hear you. You know, but that also reminded me when we first met, we were talking about your friendships that you've had in your past, that you're just like, I've outgrown this.
Yeah.
I've outgrown it. And I'm like, DEJA, that's absolutely okay. That's absolutely fine that you outgrew it. So I really want to fully support you and people who are outgrowing their friendships, because it's okay. It's okay to outgrow your circle and your people, and there's nothing wrong with you. And also don't feel pressure to have to carry them with you, because I feel we do that a lot. You know, I feel that because we're growing, you're like, oh, I gotta take them with me. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when we take them with you, it kind of brings us back down. You know, like not everybody's meant to be on your ride in your journey, and sometimes people get left behind, and that sucks. But also, it's not your job to do that. You're not God. You're not the universe. It's not your job to fix them or, you know, fix their life or bring, you know, they will have their time, their awakening. I think we all have our moments in life that we hit rock bottom and we get awoken by life, right? God shakes you to make you. So I don't think we should feel pressured to do that.
Yeah, it should be no pressure. Like, enjoy yourself, enjoy who you are, and the right people will find you in time.
Yeah, and just you outgrow and you keep growing, and just have faith. If you're a good person and you're doing good things will come to you. So if you're out here putting good stuff out into the world, just know that eventually the goodness will come full circle, and those good people will come into your life. Mm-hmm. And God, you know, you're getting rid of the negative stuff, but God would put positive stuff back into you. So eventually you'll meet those good people.
And if you are doing the work, you're going to get the results. You've never done work and not get results. So make sure you're doing good work.
I think what it is that people are so used to like social media and technology that everything has to be quick.
Yeah.
Now. So if people, that's why I admire people that go to the gym, like DEJA, because I think that's why I admire people that work out a lot, because you don't get that 6-pack ab in one day or 1 week. It takes months to get that 6-pack. It takes months of work and tenacity, and you going to the gym and sacrificing for you to it's not about how your body looks, but just to get healthy, you know. So like you're talking about putting in the work, but just know that work is not overnight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna answer this question and then we're gonna head out.
Okay.
Because this is an hour and 4 minutes. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, we've been chatting. Lillian asks, as you experience midterms or finals week, do you guys find that you self-reflect more or recognize bad connections in your life? That's a great question.
Wow.
I'm going to go back to where we are, like, seasonal-wise, especially because we live in New York City. We experience the seasons. I feel like our emotions are really attached with the seasons living here, too.
Absolutely right. Yep.
So I feel like when it comes to springtime, I feel like my emotions are I'm more likely to feel hopeful. And I really, I take that time to reassess how I was in the winter and how I want to move forward into the summertime.
Yeah, because you're like hibernating all winter, right?
Exactly.
And then the spring comes, you're like a flower, you're blooming.
Yeah, so I do find that myself self-reflecting a lot during that times. And when it comes to like finals specifically and midterms, girl.
I think with me, when it comes to finals and midterms, I have so much pressure from school that it kind of makes me weed out what's going on. Like, I'm too focused on my work and school that I don't got time for this. I don't got time for this negativity or this stress or this pressure. Like, I think the pressure of having midterms and finals makes me be more focused on the fact that I don't want this type of stuff around me, because I have to really focus on finals and midterms. That's
so true. And you know what I noticed too? Back to this verbal abuse I be getting. I don't even care.
That you getting? Who I gotta beat up?
It's life. A lot of the times I feel like in my household it's very hard for me to study and stay focused because there's so much distractions.
Do you live in a big household, a lot of people?
Not even, but that one person feels like 10 people.
I hear you. I'm the same way. Okay.
So I would have to really go out my way to stay focused. And there is times I feel like when you are focused, more distractions just be coming in your way, and it's like, yo,
that's the devil.
What the hell?
It's like when you're focused on good, the devil just tries to attack you left and right.
Yeah, but I don't even give him the time of day. I don't even give him the chance.
But DEJA, you know what? That's really important that you said that, because listen, it's hard out here. Rent is really expensive. Even renting a room is really expensive. But really know, guys, that your home is your sanctuary. Mm-hmm. It's your sanctuary, and it's really important that, because I grew up in a very toxic home, in an abusive home. So, and I was stuck there. I was stuck. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get out. I didn't have the money, and I had to stay there. But I just made it so that I had my space, even if it was a little space, mm-hmm. and I just zened myself. So shout out to people who are stuck in living situations that are toxic, because I think that's the worst part. It's worse than having toxic friends is to have a toxic home, because that's where your home is. That's your sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? That's where you go for rest and relaxation.
Preach, sister.
You know what I'm saying? So it's worse than having toxic friends. It's having a toxic home. But it's like we're stuck, you know? Like you don't have the money to move out. You can't afford it. Yeah, so shout out to you for being strong. And shout out to everybody who's living in that. But try to take a lot of baths, a lot of bubble baths, with a lot of detox baths with like salt and baking soda and vinegar and just essential oils. Have your little waterfall, your little $15 waterfall from Amazon. Mind over matter, people.
Mind over matter. That's the end of another episode. If you listen to the end, I appreciate you. Shout out to you, real, you little. I appreciate you. Shout out to my girl Nova.
Follow me. I am Nova NYC. You can find me at WBCR, but DEJA probably just tagged me on this, so just follow me. Hit me up. We could talk. DM me.
Listen to her mix. Don't forget about the mix.
Every Saturday, 8 p.m.
Vibey mix. If you're trying to bust a wine, if you're trying to cry, if you're trying to twerk, she got all of that in the mix.
Thank you so much, DEJA. Thank you, Mind Over Matter people. Thank you for your audience. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first podcast, so thank you so much for having me, and I had a blast.
Yeah, this was awesome. First podcast, and you see, she's a natural. We love it here, and this is not her last podcast. Not the last time you're about to see Nova.
Amen.
So yeah, get familiar with the face. All the link will be in the description under this video and
episode 61.
Episode 61. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, mother. That is Mind Over Matter. Wait.
What happened?
I forgot to let them know.
Saturdays.
M&N.
Oh, Saturdays.
Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Like, come on, tap in.
Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Mind Over Matter will be on TV, so check her out. It's a whole bunch of channels. She'll probably just.
I'm on the culture section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 4 different channels, right?
Yeah, they have like 4 different channels. But you know the culture sections where they put all the black people, they not low.
It's on her link.
Yeah.
Click on her link. All the info's there. But make sure you're watching her. Is Saturday morning or Sunday morning?
Yeah, Saturday 12 p.m.
So Saturday 12 p.m. and then I'm on Saturday at 8 p.m. on the radio.
Yeah. So come on. And
go.
then Sunday I post.
We on fire.
Like, it's like Mind Over Matter weekend. Like it's really viral.
It's a movement now. It's a
movement. So yeah. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, moms. That is Mind Over Matter, baby. Bow.